Hello and welcome to TranquilMentor. I'm Carolyn, a registered nurse, creative wellness coach, and the heart behind TranquilMentor. This channel is your calm corner of the internet, where we blend creativity, self-care, and emotional healing through art. Today we're diving into creating a fake bake 4th of July mug from Dollar Tree. Whether you're here to de-stress, create, or simply find a moment of calm, you're in the right place. We will be using items from Dollar Tree, which may be located on the end caps or in their own special aisle in your stores. And here is the mug that we're going to be using today, and it's usually in the glass aisle, in my stores anyway. And then we have Fast and Final DAP, and I'm going to be using that and blend that with some red paint. I'm going to put that in the bottom because we're going to be making 3 layers, red, white, and blue. So we'll start out with a little bit of the lightweight spackle and a little bit of red paint. And then you just have to stir this around and see what level of red that you want. This was coming out pink. So what I'm going to do is I will add more into this. And I just have a plastic spoon and I'm stirring it around until I get to that color that I like. And it's really good to blend everything in as much as you can. And then we'll add a little bit more. And with this, you do have to be careful. This is the Craft Smart Red. And you do have to be careful of adding too much paint because it'll get too runny. But this will work out really good since we're really just going to be painting it in the bottom of our mug. And we're going to get started. And I'm going to put a little bit of paint in here and just show you that it is possible. If you didn't have spackle, there's other ways to do this. With the regular just red paint, it's going to take a bit. You would have to do the red and then you would have to let it dry, and that is okay. And then I've also seen other people make their own 3D puffy paint, and they do that with, I think it's Elmer's glue and shaving cream is what it is. So we're putting this in with our brush, and that's just your basic brushes that you get at Dollar Tree in the craft aisle. And they come in handy for this sort of thing because they wash up very well. I'm a little bit off screen, I apologize. What I'm doing is I'm just painting this spackle into the bottom of my mug. And there you go. What I'll do also is if I feel like it's up too high, I'll wipe some of it out so that I have some even layers. But here what'll happen is this is going to take a long time to dry. It may take about 4 hours or so. However, I leave it sit overnight because it's red, and then our next thing is white. So our next layer is white. While that's drying, I have clay from Dollar General. That's the blue clays from Temu. And I don't end up using that little silicone mold there. But this air dry clay is so great, and it's $1 a package, and I have Dollar Generals all around me, so I can run and grab it. And they usually do have it in stock, and it's down their arts and crafts aisle. So we'll make some cabochons, I guess. Basically I'll make an Oreo cookie and a little macaron. And then now we have this dried overnight, and I'm taking my white spackle, which is, I'm not going to put paint in this, so this is going to be a lot chunkier and thicker. And then since that red is dry, we're not going to have a problem with anything running. So we'll just hold the mug, and then we're just going to paint along that line and just get, dip back in, just move along and just try matching up. And it does take a bit to kind of, with this, you end up building it. It's not so much the red layer just fell into the bottom of the mold of the cup, the shape of the cup. Whereas here we're painting this more on the sides and it needs to stay put. So we'll just keep layering. And then I'm dipping in more into the spackle. I put the spackle in a separate cup because I feel that that's better than dipping my brush into the spackle that I use for my whipped topping. And then we're moving along, and we'll just keep layering and putting more on. And if you get to a point where it's just not how it's releasing like that, if you get to a point it's doing that, move along and give it even just a minute or two, and it will start to dry, so you could build it up that way too. And you just keep moving along, and as you move along the sides, the other side will dry somewhat. You know, it still takes a really long time for the spackle to dry, and I typically have to wait a few hours, but overnight is just better. And then while I'm waiting for that, I'll usually make my little cabochons or cookies or my air dry clay, or I'll use what I have already previously made or that I have on hand. And I try to make extras of everything with my air dry clay so that I have them when I need them. But in this case, I just made a few. We'll let that dry, and we've got it packed in pretty good there. It's going to make kind of a weird layer in the beginning when you look down it, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about that. Then, just to get a little bit more, if you don't have a brush, you could try to do the knife. That will work too, because it kind of layers it, or a tongue depressor. And here's my tulip puff paint. That could be made, I believe I got that from Walmart, but that can be made with, people make their own puff paint. And then I'm just going to take this slick. I want to make it look like it just has a little bit of like it's almost been dipped into frosting. So I'm just going to layer that Oreo cookie. I've got a stick already in it. I can't remember the name of this, what we call the skewer. But I've got the skewer stick in it. If you want to, you could take the slick too and fill in those sides where they're not really meeting too well, where the white parts, you could fill all that in if you want to, and you can glitter it and everything. And I just left it. But usually if you keep pressing, sometimes you'll press out your design. So I just left it the best that I could and tried to squish them together without pressing it on my design. And then I'm just taking some, oh geez, what is the name of this? Sprinkles. I'm taking some sprinkles and putting those on. And I have some Hello Hobby glitter from Walmart. I'm going to glitter everything. I'm just going to sprinkle it on this way. The little top piece didn't come out, the shaker part. So I'm just going to take it that way, and then I'll put it back in I'll take the parchment paper and fold it, and I'll put it back in the bottle. But I'm just getting a little bit of dimension here. And then I've got one of those clear cups again that I've had forever. And I'm going to take the spackle. I think I don't have a lot left here. I'm going to take that spackle, and we're going to make that spackle blue because we've waited overnight. And then, I used the slick and did the cookies and the macaron. And then here it's navy blue. We'll take that. I usually have to take the top off of this because it's pretty thick. And then we'll get that blue in there. And it's a really dark blue, so it's nice. And it's the perfect blue for, I think, 4th of July. And then I'm just making my paint mixture again. And then since that layer is really dry, I could just kind of come right in here and get that layered up and just go into the line there and empty spots that I see. And then as I'm going around, it's getting a little dry, so I can go back over and just keep going back over. And this is the next day, and this blue part is dry. And I've worked on other projects also, so we can use our time. But that's the puff paint, and those are the sprinkles that I got. And I got those last year from Temu, and I got a couple packages. And then I decided that this needed a little bit more dimension and a little more interest, so I'm taking my slick and I'm doing that. You can use air dry clay on that. If you didn't want to use all of your slick up, you could do air dry clay and just make a little line and push it, push the little drips down. But I really wanted to use my slick because I like the way that it comes out and shapes. And then I'm taking my sprinkles again, and I'm just going to put that around the edge. and that gives it a nice look. And I'll get, there's some sprinkles that fell in. And then I have these ojitos, and I get those online, and I will link them down below because I can't remember if I go to the website or not, or Amazon, but I'll link that below. I just love these eyes. They're just so easy to work with. They're so pretty. The detail in them is, they're so small. It's really kind of hard to get the detail, but it's with the time that you save using these, I just think it's worth it. I think they were like maybe $5-6, which is pricey. And then I have some hearts, and I'm going to use the hearts, and I've got my tacky glue, Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to put that on the end of my skewer stick, and I'm going to put a little nose on in a heart shape. So I grabbed those, and those hearts are from Temu also. I bought a lot of stuff last year from Temu, and I still have it. And then I put the little nose on, and then I've got my Sharpie. It's a fine point Sharpie, and I'm going to put the little smile on. We're going to make a little face, and sorry about my hair and my head being in the way. I was completely over the camera, so I'm just showing you. And now I'm putting, you're not going to be able to see because my hair again. I was just making eyelashes. And here's some pink paint. I got that from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to just do little cheeks. And I probably should have had a different brush for this. Maybe something that was a little bit more fuller and stubbier so that I could make cheeks look like blush. So I'm working off to the side and just trying to do it. And then I've got the look that I want there. There's nice rosy little cheeks with that pink ceramic coat paint. They had a bunch of it at Dollar Tree, and I wish I would have gotten every color, and of course I didn't. Anyway, this mug, I just love the way the mug is turning out. And then I took my old trusty toilet paper roll, and because of the middle being so thick, I couldn't just stick the whole toilet paper roll in, so I just cut it. And then I'm rolling it up, and then I put some glue on the bottom, and I'm going to glue that onto the bottom and make sure. And this is an old piece of cardboard from some ribbon that I had laying around, and I'm going to cut that to fit. I only really had to cut a little bit off, and I'm going to glue that on so that we don't have to worry about putting all of our spackle inside. So we'll put some glue around the edge of here, and then just turn it over. It probably doesn't matter which way. So I'm just attaching that and pressing down. And then I've cut this styrofoam ball. I get them from Dollar Tree. I cut that in half, and I'm just going to glue that on. And you can do a smaller one if you want to. I use these, but a smaller one would be just fine. And then I do have a little Lazy Susan here, which for some reason I don't have the hang of using. And I normally do my spackle like this in a line, and I turn it. And I think right here I'm just not getting the hang of the Lazy Susan. I was having some trouble with my spackle. So what I've decided to do, and I've done this on the last couple of my fake bakes, is I've started dabbing instead of trying to go along in kind of like, it usually looks like whip topping, like soft serve ice cream. I'm not doing that. I find it more forgiving to do this kind of dabbing method, and I feel that I have a lot more control over where it goes and the shape of it. Whereas sometimes when I'm looking at the top and I'm trying to put the whipped topping on, I'm doing it's just not coming out the way I want it to in a nice line. So I'm doing this method here that I have seen on Pinterest, and I've seen other fake bakes, and I just feel that it's just so much easier because now spots that I missed, I can just take a dab and I can take my time squeezing. I don't have to be perfect where everything has to be in one line. And then I'm just taking a little bits and pieces, and I'm just going back in to where I missed and spots that are open, and then getting a little bit more shape over here and just finding that right dimension. in the right shape. And then I find all these little spots and I'm filling them in, and I'm looking at it and looking at the overall shape to make sure that it's the way I want. And I love that. I really like the way that that came out. And then I even have a chance here to make another dollop right on top. And I want to put a red cherry on here. I'm going to try to make sure I don't tip this too much. What I'll do first is I'll put my sprinkles on. And because some of my spackle, I didn't mix it very well and it was runny, it did run down the side, but I left it that way and I just put sprinkles on it. And then here I'm just going through and I'll get my sprinkles on, and I have my parchment under, and then here's my cherry on top. And I got those a while back from Temu also. And we just have our nice little cherry. I just think that tops it off nicely, and then I'll decorate around that. And here's what I've done. I've got my straw. I've made this little sign that says home. And then now what I'm going to do is I decided that this needs some chocolate syrup on it to just give it more color. I put a brown glue stick in my hot glue gun. I pushed all the other glue out, heated it up, pushed out the other glue stick, and then here I'm going through and I'm just dabbling that in, if that's a word, and making it look like it's just dripping down. And then I'm going to go back behind here around that cherry and just make it look like it's topped off underneath the cherry. And then I'm just pushing it down the sides here. And then I felt like every area really needed to be covered back here so that it looked like it was not just on one side, that it was actually coming down an actual sundae. I like the way that glue stick is working. And I believe I did get that brown glue stick from Temu, but I'll double check and see if I could link that too, if I could find it. Sometimes with Temu you can't find things again. But this is my home sign that I made. I downloaded that from, I believe it was Creative Fabrica. And then here we have it. I just love it. The little face, I put some triple thick over the little face, but there's our drip. And then I had pearls and I dyed the pearls red. And here's how it looks on my tier tray. And I've got my little snow cone on there with the flag in it. And year after year, I put this. I've got a little macaron. I've got a little heart that I made, and my book stack. This is my table spread, and this is how everything came out for my 4th of July tier tray. I just love it, and I'm so excited about how it turned out. I love the chocolate syrup and everything. If you make a 4th of July fake bake mug, share the inspiration and tag us on Instagram at Tranquil_mentor, or visit us on Facebook at TranquilMentor. Keep in mind, if you're feeling a little down or overwhelmed, do some crafting and DIYing. It can really help to reduce some anxiety and give you an outlet. Be kind to yourself and make something great. And if you're looking for some deeper support, we also have journals linked below that can help you keep on track with your behavioral health and well-being. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe for more tranquil creativity and heart-centered healing. We'll see you in the next one.